Can you see the screen now? Is it clear?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay.
Yes.
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. How's everyone? Everything's okay?
Yes.
I sent you yesterday the video for the session for yesterday. And then inshallah, hopefully that I can send this one. Type. We finish until we solve this question. We solved number 21 and 22 and also 23. That's right?
Yeah.
We just replace x with
the number.
G.
Yes.
Yeah, we did it.
Okay.
Yes. This one. So for number, I will revise number 21, 22, and 23. Then you can solve the next. Just a minute. Someone join the room. Okay. For number 21, all what we have to do, just we need to find g of 6. What is the meaning of g of 6? It's mean replace x with 6. So it will be 6 to the power 2 plus 8 times 6 minus 24. By using calculator, Huzaifa, it was 60. If you remember this one, I think.
Yes, so 60.
It was 60.
Sure.
And to find g of negative 4x, all what we have to do, just we can replace x with negative 4x. So it will be negative 4x to the power 2 plus alaykum salam wa barakatuh. Abdurrahman? Minus 24. You remember this one?
16x squared.
So it will be 16x squared minus 32x minus 24.
Yeah, minus 32.
Okay. If you remember how we solved number 23, when I need g of 5c plus 4, what I have to do just to replace x with 5c plus 4 plus 8 times 5c plus 4 minus 24. If you have any bracket raised to the power 2, a bracket a plus b all to the power 2. So we can say that a to the power 2 plus 2ab plus b power 2. The first to the power 2, and the first time second time 2, and the second to the power 2. So it will be 25 c power 2 plus first time second.
C part 2 plus
40c.
40c plus
40c
16.
Yeah.
Plus 16.
Plus
16.
40c.
40c plus 32 minus 24. So the simplest form will be 25c squared plus 80c plus 24. You remember how we solved this one? Is there any problem for solving this one?
So isn't it?
No.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just for question 22, why is it 16x squared? Doesn't it turn to 16x?
No, negative 4 to the power 2. What is the meaning of negative 4? All negative 4x to the power 2. It's mean negative 4x times negative 4x. So negative 4 times negative 4 equals to 16. X times x equals to x squared. Use the distributive property for the power.
Okay.
Okay. So please start solving number 24, 25, and even 26. Solve in a paper outside beside you. Solve in a paper. And send it on Telegram. If you have the Telegram number, but that's my number in Telegram. Okay. How we can find the domain? To find the domain, you need to identify the function. So number one, we need to find if the function, what is the type of the function? The first one is a polynomial function. You know what is the meaning of polynomial function?
Function with more than one term.
So x is a polynomial function or not?
No. X
No,
plus
it's a
2.
polynomial. X is a polynomial function. Polynomial,
Really?
not binomial. Polynomial. Binomial, it's mean two term. Binomial. Polynomial. What is the meaning of polynomial? With an easy way, the polynomial. X must be with a positive power, not a negative power, not a decimal. X must be written, we can't write X at denominator. We can't write X under the square root. We can't write X with a negative power. So all of that defined as a polynomial function. And the domain is equals R. Please, if you don't use the mic, please switch the mic off. The second one, if the function written in the form of a fraction. Please, if you don't use the mic, please switch it. Switch off the mic, please. What about the fraction? If the function written as a fraction, so the domain will be R different, the set of zeros of denominator. You are in grade 12. Yani no need to repeat the same. You are in grade 12. Please, I will mute all of you. Huh? If you are not using the mic, please, no need for you open it. Please. Yani. Number 3. If the function written under the square root, so the domain will be
from 0 to infinity.
The expression under the square root must be more than or equal 0. More than or equal 0. What if we have fraction and the expression under the square root? So the domain will be the expression under the square root must be more than 0. Here we have an expression. So the expression under the square root, if that's the square root only, it will be the expression must be more than or equal 0. The expression under the square root and written at denominator, so it will be the expression is more than 0. You understand the difference between them?
Yes.
Okay. So number 1, what is the type of the function that we have? Fraction. So the main point of the fraction that the denominator is not equal to 0. Is not equal to 0, so the domain will be R different, the set of denominator. The value of x which makes the denominator equal 0. What is the value of x which makes the denominator is equal to 0? How we can solve it? We can solve for the denominator. X squared minus 7x will be equal 0. So we'll take x outside the common factor, so it will be x minus 7 is equal to 0. So it could be x equals 0 or x is equal to 7. You understand this one? So what is the domain now?
Yes.
So the domain?
Can you just repeat it again, please?
Okay.
So
The
R
domain
minus
equals
0
R
and
different,
R minus
the set of 0 and 7. You understand how we solve this one? Again for this one. This function written in the form of a fraction. It means the denominator must be not equal to 0. That is the main point. The denominator must be not equal to 0 because we can divide any number by 0. So which value of x which makes the denominator is equal to 0? So we take the denominator x plus minus x bar 2 minus 7 and we say this expression is equal to 0. Then solve this quadratic equation. Then we can take x as a common factor, so it would be x times x minus 7. So it could be x equals 0 or x minus 7 equals 0. From that we can say that x is equal to 7. It means the domain is all numbers except 0 and 7. What is the meaning of domain? Domain, that is the value that you can use instead of x. Domain is the value that you can use instead of x. Which value that you can use instead of x? All numbers except the numbers which makes the denominator is equal to 0. What is the number which makes the denominator equal 0? 0 and 7.
0.
Okay, can you solve number 30? Solve number 30, please. Can you solve number 30?
4 and 3.
4 and 3 are different, the set of 4 and 3. At the first, we'll take the denominator. That's what we have, x power 2 minus plus 7x plus 12, and we say this expression is equal to 0. Then by factorization, so we have x and x. So we can say that I need two numbers. If you multiply them, the answer is 12. If you add them, the answer is 7. So it would be 4 and 3. Both of them are positive. So we can say that x is equal to negative 4 and x is equal to negative 3. So the domain will be, domain is equals are different, the set of negative 4 and negative 3. You understand how we solve this one? Any problem for this one?
No.
Okay.
No, sir, no problem.
So number 28, what is the type of the function that we have?
Root.
A square root function. So what is the domain for the square root function? The expression under the square root must be more than or equal to 0. So no, greater than or equal 0. Not greater than only, greater than or equal 0, because you can find the square root of 0. You can find the square root.
Greater than or equal to 5.
So it will be t minus 5 is greater than or equals 0. It's mean t is greater than or equals 5. So how we can write this one as an interval? You can write it in description method by using x or t, because the function said t. Just a minute.
X is
So we can say that t,
X is
where t,
greater than,
just a minute because I have a
or t is greater than 5.
t is greater than or equals 5, or we can write it as an interval. How we can write it as an interval?
T equals to
Interval.
T equals
Interval.
5 to 2.
What? Not yet. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. It's working now. Okay.
Okay.
So number 28, as we said now, it will be t minus 5 is greater than or equals 0. So we can say that t is greater than or equals 5. So we can write in the description method that's t, where t is belongs to r, and t is greater than or equals 5. Or we can write in the form of interval. So it will be 5 and the infinite. That will be closed and that will be open. So we can write a domain in one of the two ways. If you remember the interval, that's what we explained yesterday. That's the domain. So we can write in two ways. So what is the difference between number 28 and number 29?
Number 29 is a fraction.
And the fraction and root. It's mean the expression under the square root must be
more than 0.
More than 0 only. So x power 2 minus 9 is greater than 0.
How
we solve
X
this
is bigger
one?
than 0, 3.
Yeah,
It's
Omar.
every number
Yeah,
but
Omar.
3 and negative 3.
Omar. Please use a handset, please. Don't use your laptop directly. Please use the handset, please. Use, يعني, it make an echo. Please. Please, don't open your mic. How we can solve this one? If you remember how we solve it?
X is r, but it's not 3 and negative 3.
How we find it? How we find this one?
X squared minus 9.
You remember how we solved this one, the inequality last year?
Yeah. A squared plus B squared equals A plus B and A minus B.
Then
we solve it like normal.
Give me a solution and I will write. Whatever, if the solution is right or wrong, I will write it. How we can solve it this way?
Positive 3 and negative 3.
So it
Yes,
becomes
positive 3 and
x
negative
plus 3
3.
and x minus 3.
Okay, then plus
So
3 or minus 3 give you the expression equal 0. Only 0.
Yeah.
The denominator is equal to 0. But we need, that's inequality.
Bigger than 0.
It's mean you need
So
interval,
it
not equation.
It must be bigger than 3, not negative 3.
Why bigger than 3? Ya Omar, please. Ya Omar.
It must be greater than negative.
It could be any number but 3 and negative 3, so it could be negative 5.
If you remember how we solved this one, 3 and negative 3, that's the two values that give you zeros. That's right, if you remember. We draw that as the number line that we have. That's negative 3, and that's a 3. And how the parabola will be look like? Because x bar 2 is positive, so the parabola is open upward, if you remember this part. You remember how we can graph the parabola? You know how we can graph the parabola or not?
Yes.
Okay. So how we can graph it? By this way. So it's mean I need x bar 2 minus 9 is greater than 0. It's mean I need the part above the line. Which part above the line? This part.
Outside.
This part above the line. Above the line, it's mean going from 3 and going to the right. Going from negative 3 and going to the left. It's mean the solution now would be from negative infinity to negative 3 and from 3 union 3 and positive infinity. Or we can say that R except from negative 3 to positive 3. But how we can put the interval? That's open and that's open. So the solution is include 3 and the negative 3 or is not included?
Not included.
Not included, so 3 and negative 3, it will be open. But if you want to say the difference, it will be closed. I need all of the solution except this part. You can write the domain by this way or by this way. You get the idea for this one?
You closed it because it was not included, right?
Which one?
And the second one with the R.
With the second one? With the second one, I see. I said I need all of the number except starting from negative 3 and the end at 3. It's mean don't take negative 3 and don't take 3. So I need the exception to be included at the solution. So I close negative 3 and the positive 3.
Okay, yeah.
You understand the good idea for this one?
Yeah.
What if I have the same function now? I write question, solve this one. H of x equals the square root of x bar 2 minus 9. How we can solve this one? And we have another question, which is the square root of x bar 2 plus 9. How we can solve this one?
Firstly, x squared minus 9 is greater than or equal to 0.
Yes. The first one is x bar 2 minus 9 is greater than or equal to 0 by the same way. This will be the parabola. So negative 3 and positive 3. And you need the solution to be at the above the line. So this will be the solution. Okay.
From after negative,
From negative infinity to 3. And from 3 to positive infinity. Okay. That's open and that's open.
Included.
3 and negative 3 included as the solution, so that will be closed. That's the difference between them. If that's that denominator, it's mean the solution is not included. If that's that numerator, it will be included as the solution. You got the idea for this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And how we can write it as R by this way?
R.
So R different, except 3 and negative 3 and the 3. I need negative 3 and negative 3 to be not included, so I will make it up. Because it's included as the solution, not included as not the solution. You understand it? So how we can solve this one?
20? 30. Oh, that one.
30, we finished 30. The R difference, negative 4 and negative 3.
It's gonna have irrational numbers.
R. The answer is R.
The answer is?
The answer is R because it's impossible to be negative.
The answer is R, because it's impossible to be negative. There is no number. If you add it to 9, the answer will be negative, because x squared is 0 or positive. 0 or positive plus 9, it must be positive. And if you look at the graph, the parabola, you will find that it's shifted 9 units up. It means there is no part below the x-axis. So there is no part for at the negative part. You will refuse the negative, and there is no graph represented at the negative part. You understand it? You understand? Not yet? Not this one?
No.
How we can graph this one?
It's a parabola that's
The parabola is shifted 9 units up. 9 units up. You need the solution to be which part? You see the solution for this one. X bar 2 plus 9 is greater than or equal 0. That's right?
Yes.
Okay. So which part will be less than 0? That's to refuse this part.
In negative numbers, but you can't have
negative number. There is no number give you negative. The graph will not represent it as the negative part. What is the meaning of the graph represented as the negative number? It means the graph, which part of the graph will be below the x-axis? That's the meaning of negative part. Is there any part will be below the x-axis for the graph?
No.
So it means there is no value of x give you y equals 0. Because the ordered pair, we have an ordered pair, x and y. X and y. Which value of x makes y as a negative number?
No value.
There is no value. It means all of the values will be accepted.
Okay.
You got the idea for this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, what about imaginary numbers? They're not included.
You are solving at a real number.
Okay.
Domain and range in real number, not an imaginary number. How we solve number 31 and 32? Please solve this one. Can we finish number 33 and 34, then go back to the 31 and 32? We have a function that's called stepwise function. That's called piecewise function. This function, we have h of x equals 1.6 minus 41.6, where x is greater than 63 and is smaller than 66. And the 3x minus 132, where x is greater than 66 and is smaller than 68. And 2x minus 66, where x is greater than 68. We need to find h of 67. What is the meaning? When I say the function f of x equals 2x plus 4 and I need f of 1, so I just replace x with 1. So it will be 2 times 1 plus 4. Any problem for this one? So the answer will be 7. It will be 6. Any problem for this one?
No.
Okay.
No.
So when I need h of 67,
no. So you use the second formula.
Which one that I will use? It's depend on the condition that we have. We need x is 67. X is 67 in which function? At the second one. So we'll replace only at the second one. So h of 67 will be equals 3 times 67 minus 132.
69.
69. Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. We need h of 72. Which function that we'll use?
Third one.
The third one, because the condition that we have, which is x is greater than 68. So h of 72 will substitute at the third one. So it will be 2 times 72 minus 66. So what is the answer? That's 140. 78?
78.
Okay. Any problem for this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Sir, I don't understand how you get the 1, 2, and 3. Like, which one do you choose?
Number what? Number 33?
33. Yeah, how do you choose between 3 of them?
3? Okay. Look at this function. When I say f of x equals 2x plus 4 and I need f of 1, you just replace x with 1. Because that's valid for all values of x. But now we have 3 functions. That's called piecewise function. So which function that we'll use? And instead of the condition, it's depend on the condition. Depend on the condition that we have. When I need x equals 64. So which function that I will use? I will use the first one. Because x is 64 belongs to the first one. The second one. When I need x equals 66 or 67 or 68 or 66.5, I will use the second one. But when you want to use any value more than 68, you would use the third one. It's depend on the condition of x.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that is the same. Also, we need 35, 36, and 37. We need v of 5. Suppose that's t, not v of 5. We need the function of 5 instead of t. V of 5, which function that you use? First one. Why first one? Because the first one here, t is more than 0 and is smaller than 15. So any number lies between 0 and 15, so we'll use the first one. So v of 5 will be equals 4 times 5, which equals 220. We need v of 15. Which one that we'll use?
Second one.
No, the first one also.
First one.
The first one, because that's smaller than or equal. It's included, 15 included at the first one, and not included at the second one.
Okay.
Okay. So v of 15, there is no t to replace it, so I will just use, I will use the first one. So it will be v of 15, which is 4 times 15, which equal to 60. Now we need v of 245.
Third one.
245 is more than 240 and is smaller than 250, so it will be at the third one. So it will be equals negative 6 times 245 plus 1,500.
No, I thought, never mind, nothing.
Okay. Is that clear? Any problem for this one?
No, sir.
Any problem for this part?
No.
Okay. If it was the second one, how do you do it?
Which one?
The same question.
Which number? Number one.
There's no questions for it. Well, if I said if there's a second one for the VT.
Like
15.
No t value, how do you do it?
If you need to find V16, for example, it would be 60, because it's a constant function. When you have a function f of x equals 5, and you need to find f of 3, is there any x to replace?
No.
No, so it will be 5. No. That's defined by a constant function represented by a horizontal line parallel to x-axis and intersect y-axis at the point 5. It's called the constant function. Whatever the value of x, y will be the same, will never be changing. That's constant function of 0 degree.
Okay.
Okay. Any problem? Any problem for the first lesson? Because that's the last point in our lesson. Any problem for this one?
No.
Okay. Plus, inshallah, see you. I think the next session will be on Wednesday. So.
Yes.
Inshallah.
Sir.
Yes.
So are we gonna take pre-calculus for the rest of the year, or are we gonna take
pre-calculus? Pre-calculus.
But that's only when teacher is not available, right?
Sorry?
That's only when teacher is not available. You said yesterday that if the teacher comes, and then they might.
If there is a teacher to teach, if there is a teacher will teach calculus. If there is a new teacher, will teach calculus. Because I'm the only teacher now. How can I divide the class in 2 rooms?
What if there's a petition? I mean, like, would you change the subject?
No changing the subject. That's additional course. The school can provide only pre-calculus. If you look at the common core course that you need Algebra 1, Geometry. Even in transcript, it will be written as math. So whatever the subject that you take, calculus, pre-calculus, that will be written as math. So Algebra 1, Algebra 2, Geometry, and the pre-calculus. If there is any additional course, that's the school can provide it or not. That's not must. It's optional for the school. Some school provide it, some school not. It's depend on the number of the student that want calculus.
But most of the universities' requirement is AP calculus, and so I mean, like, that's.
I'm not sure about that.
No, I mean, like, if we can have AP biology or physics, then why can't we have AP calculus?
Because there is only one math teacher at the school. And not required for all. The main subject, the main course is pre-calculus. The main course is pre-calculus. Calculus is the additional course. خلاص؟
خلاص.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Mr.